Most of the players in League of Legends are making mistakes pretty much every single day, and some of the mistakes are becoming really bad habits, something that you do over and over again. I am currently sitting in Grandmaster as well as Challenger myself, and even while being in the highest tier possible, I still have really bad habits that I have to fix. One of the best ways to get better at League of Legends as well as climbing in the game is simply by fixing the bad habits that you make. Not just talking about one single mistake that you make in a game, but I'm talking about those that you make every single time over and over again. So without further ado, let's get into the 5 bad habits that pretty much all the Riven players make. So the first one that we are going over about is not really a bad habit, it's not really a mistake either, but I really want to throw it in there. The first one is using Riven as a name in your summoner name. There's a lot of people that really want to represent themselves as a true Riven main simply by putting Riven as a word within their summoner name. If you really do play Riven only, then this looks pretty fancy. But one thing that you do have to understand though is that you are really bringing yourself to a very big disadvantage. Now, as for the example, let's say that you are being called as Best Riven EU in the EU server. You queue up for a ranked game and you comment to the champion select. You are literally representing yourself as a true Riven one-trick because you are putting in Riven as a word in your summoner name. The only thing that has to be done right now is that somebody is willing to dodge the game, and if you queue up again, there's a big possibility that you play against the same people. The chance is about 90% that at least one person is going to ban your champion. If you dedicate yourself to only one champion only, then obviously if that champion gets banned, you're not gonna have a fun time in ranked. But the champion select is not just the only problem. In fact, if you go into the game, you're gonna have even a much bigger problem. There's a lot of people in the enemy team who doesn't really check the stats of the enemy team. I am one of those people. I don't really check the stats of the enemy team, I just expect the enemy team to be at their best level. But anyway, back to the main point, people will notice immediately that you dedicate yourself to this one champion only because of your name. Anyways, what happens in a result is that the enemy opponent that you are laning against is obviously gonna try hard even more. The enemy jungler will also notice that you are a one-trick, so the chances of being ganked is even a lot higher now. In this case, you are not just representing yourself as a true Riven main, you are also representing yourself as I want to be ganked and I want to be having a hard time. The second bad habit that most of the people make is that they don't warm up for the first game of the day. So as for someone like me who makes videos every single day and is also live streaming, I don't really have that much time to play League of Legends myself. I do have the time to maintain a Grandmaster and Challenger account, but I don't really have time to play every single day. Every 1 or 2 days, I have to take a break from the game so I can do my stuff. And if I come back to the game, I really need to have a warm up, because if you don't play Riven for a few days, your Riven mechanics are really going off. Not just talking about the Riven mechanics, but your farming and everything else just goes down as well. I always recommend people to take a warm up before you actually go into a ranked game. The best way to warm up before you go into a ranked game is simply by going into a practice tool for about 15 minutes, and all you want to do is pulling off your Riven combos. Do all of the Riven combos and do your fast animation cancel, as well as trying to get most of the CS. You don't want to miss any of the CS because that's also very important. In my first ranked game myself, I always miss every single cannon of the game. You guys know it because you guys watch me live on stream. It has become one of the biggest jokes on my stream, so at least take my advice and always take a warm up. Don't be like me and just do what needs to be done first. Just because I don't have time myself doesn't mean that you have to do that as well. You don't necessarily have to go into a practice tool game either. You can also go into a normal game and practice your Riven before you get into a ranked game. However, you don't really have to do that. The practice tool is more than enough. The first worst habit that people always make is that they play with too many Riven skins. Okay, I do know what you guys are thinking right now. You guys are probably thinking that skins do nothing at all and it doesn't really matter which one you're going for. I always recommend people to only dedicate themselves to 1 or 2 skins only, because each of the skins of Riven, they always feel different. There has been a lot of people coming down to the Reddit and also the League of Legends forums just so that they can complain about the skins that they are feeling a little bit off. The very honest truth is that skins do nothing at all, but it is all in your mind. This is why I always recommend people to just dedicate themselves to 1 or 2 skins only. As for myself, I always play with Arcade Riven myself because I like the skin and it has been always my favorite. I also play with Dawnbringer sometimes just because people always ask me to play with the skin, so I teach myself to play with the skin, and now I don't have any problems with the skins at all. No, I am not sponsored by League of Legends to tell people to buy Arcade and Dawnbringer. That's not what I'm trying to say, but anyway, just buy Arcade Riven. Come on, man. Don't be that guy to say that Arcade is not a good skin. I love the skin. Just buy it right now. Just go into the shop, charge your RP, and buy the skin. For the bad habit number 4, this is one of the habits that I still have to fix myself, but anyway, back to the point, using your flash for bad reasons. One of the best ways for Riven to carry in a game is simply by keeping your flash up at all times and then flashing into a team fight and then hit multiple targets. You don't really want to waste your flash for anything else unless you are worth about 1,000 gold and you are about to get caught. Obviously, if flashing away means saving the game instead of losing the game, then obviously you want to use your flash too. But outside of those 2 situations, you always want to keep up your flash even if that means dying. Having your flash up is the key to win the game. You have to always play the game around your flash. So in other words, stop making the mistakes that will let you die and let you force to use your flash. This is one of the best ways to keep your flash. Just simply don't make the mistakes and you're going to be fine. As for when to exactly use your flash in each of the situations, I have made plenty of videos in the past that will explain everything about flash. So make sure you check out my YouTube channel for that. As for the last bad habits that people make when playing Riven is that they don't really adapt towards the game. This is especially around silver to gold, and some of them are even platinum and diamond. Basically, they are always using the Riven setup, the same Riven setup over and over again. Regardless of the matchups that they are in, they will always use the same setup just because it worked before. The truth to be told, you always have to adapt to the game. You always have to change your runes as well as the items depending on what you need for the game. In some of the games, it does work to go for the exact same items as well as the exact same runes over and over again, but the key towards success, the key towards becoming of one of the best Riven players in the world is simply by adapting yourself towards the game. Everything regarding the runes that you have to use for Riven is all in the YouTube channel, so if you are looking for that, you can simply go to my YouTube channel and check it out. The same thing goes regarding the item builds and everything. Just go to my YouTube and I have videos for that as well. Anyway, this video was being requested a lot from you guys, so hopefully this did help you out. All of the things that I have said within this video has been happened to me in the past. When I did the climb from silver to challenger, everything that I said here happened to me. Back in the days, I used to call myself best Riven EU, and every time I went into a ranked game and somebody dodged, my Riven was always being banned. Just after changing my name, everything has changed dramatically in the games. The same thing goes regarding the Riven skins. I used to play with all of the Riven skins, but I quickly figured out that just dedicating yourself to one skin only is much better than playing 1,000 skins in a row. Anyway, hopefully this video helped you out, guys. Thank you so much for being around here. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are looking for a high elo Riven stream, make sure you check out my stream, guys. Also, if you are looking for a nice and friendly Discord community, make sure you join mine. And I guess I'll see you guys in my next video as well as my next stream, man. Peace.